Good morning, chickens. I've got stops up here built now so that we can insulate the rest of the space up there and it won't blow down here. Now this is temporary, but basically we're gonna build chimneys from here going up that way to get the smell. So I got my hand in the hole here now and I can feel the air getting drawn up this hole. So that's always pretty good. Chickens are doing good. Hey chickens. Get along, girls. Get along. Somebody's stepping on your toe. Yeah, good morning to you too, buddy. Yeah, we've got some fresh goodies. Brand new eggs this morning. The cleaning is always a problem here right now. Of course, we just did some sealing work, so that's where it's a little bit dirty again as well. Got a new batch of little chickies in here. Hey guys, good morning. It's always important to make sure the temperature is good enough and that everybody's happy. Man, they've already doubled or tripled in size. Amazing how fast that happens. So this is the newest batch we just hatched out. Very cool. So this is the first batch of what we thought were broilers that we bought. They're actually really cool birds. Wes is just feeding them there now. Trying his best not to spill on camera. So they're kind of a cross, like partly, what do you want to call it? They're like a layer, dual purpose, that's the word I'm looking for, dual purpose bird. So they're layer and meat, so that's why they're such a big bird. Now there's quite a few roosters in here, so we're going to be culling a few of those, put them in the freezer, because they end up fighting a lot. There's just not enough hens here for roosters. I think Waylon said there was 11 roosters in here. And there is only 7 hens, maybe? So we'll probably just keep 1 rooster and maybe keep all 7 hens. And we'll just kind of see what we end up developing here from this. That one's kind of neat, eh? That rooster's all white. Or not all white, but has a lot of white speckles on him. Interesting. So, and we'll let Waylon keep which one he likes. And then at least 2 hens anyway, but maybe, I don't know, we'll see, maybe keep all 7. They should start laying eggs another 3-4 weeks, I think. So that'll be exciting. Now we prefer to have ours outside, and we will be growing towards that again. We have quite a few birds outside right now. We had some fox issues earlier this year, and at that point we just decided, look, we're so busy, we're gonna move everything indoors. But slowly but surely we're putting them back out. We're going to build some more chicken tractors, and by next year even all the layers, I hope to have them outside. We'll build a much better functioning chicken coop that's on wheels and that can go through the pastures. And there's multiple reasons for that, but main thing, we find it's healthier. It creates healthier eggs as well because they're eating real grass, like good food. Which I think is just, I think grass-fed anything is better. I guess that's my preference. But secondly, it saves a lot of work. You're not bringing bedding in to bring all this straw up here in order to bed these guys down. And then we have to clean it all out and haul all the manure back out. So it's a lot of excess work. And if you had the chickens running around outside, then you don't have to do the bedding because you just move their chicken coop every time it gets dirty. The fertilizer lands right on the grass where it needs to be, and everything works out great. Messy birds, hey, look at this guy. He's spilling his feed. Now it doesn't really go to waste because the stuff that gets spilled we end up scooping up, sweeping up, and feed it to the chickens or feed it, somewhere else. But some of them just deliberately splash around in it with their beaks as they're pecking around. Alright, let's go find the other animals. Looks like Waylon already let the ducks out. I'm too late today. The ducks and the geese are out already. finding a puddle to play around in. I've had a lot of people ask if we like ducks and geese, like the meat, if that's why we keep them. And no, actually, I like them just running around. I think they look cool. They have nice personalities. Most, not always. We've had some bad ducks and bad geese that have terrible personalities. Bad turkeys too. But those are the ones that ends up in the freezer. If they want to stick around, then they'll improve their attitudes and be happy birds, or they end up in the freezer. But I like keeping them around just because they're nice, and they do clean up a lot of bugs. You have them running around the house. We find a noticeable difference in bugs around the house. So that's a nice asset, and it just complements the farm. It looks cool when you come in and you see some ducks and geese running around. I think it's just neat. These guys got a trough full of grass, some grain to eat. Are you happy? If you haven't met these girls before, it's Eliona, Rika, and Marta. Growing good. And soon we'll have another one. I don't have a name for the newest one yet, but in September here, another calf will be born. No, it's already born, sorry. It was born already. In September, it'll be 2 months old, and we'll be taking it home. So it's another beautiful little calf joining the farm. Be a bit smaller than these three, but that's okay. Very soon we're going to put a bigger pen on the other side of this wall, and then we'll clean all this up. And they'll have twice as much space as what they have now. But this is still quite a bit of space for this size of calf. What are you guys grumping about? And of course we got the pigs. Now they don't officially have names yet, but you know, I lovingly call them bacon and pork chop, ham, right? When we got these guys, they were so skittish. Every time we peeked over the fence, they took off running. And now they're very happy and not scared of us at all. Hey? So before winter, we will put one, at least, maybe two of these guys in the freezer. Girls. And I am hoping to keep at least one. And we'll find a boar somewhere. And then we will hopefully have a new batch of piglets come springtime. If all goes well. Or, do you want me to scratch you? Is that what you want? Right? Is that what you wanted? Right? A lot of pigs actually don't seem to like getting scratched, but these ones don't mind. I don't know. Most animals are very affectionate creatures. And they just like to be loved. Just like us. Hey? I also think it makes for happy animals, and happy animals do better. So that's important. So they've got some grain, that's what they're chewing up in here. As we get to winter, they'll have a deeper pack bedding. What we have here now, we just keep throwing more in. The more litter that's in there, the more they can kind of burrow down in it. Obviously in the summer they didn't need that, but now it's starting to cool off. Having a little bit more to lay down in is a good idea. And in the cold winter, the pigs just burrow right underneath. We've had pigs we couldn't find, they were just buried. You smack the bottom of the pail to tell them that there's grain, and all of a sudden they come out of the straw stack. I also enjoy pigs. I enjoy most farm animals, but I think pigs have a really interesting character. I don't really care for them in a pig barn so much. How are you jumping up? But like this, on straw or on grass, and we'll have our pigs on grass eventually as well. We've been looking into these Mangalese pigs, and then we ended up buying these instead. I mean, I like these too, but Mangalese have some interesting properties that I thought maybe we would add to the farm. And they're a heritage breed again as well. But yeah, they're just very sociable, interesting creatures. Lots to eat. And that's how the ducks get fed, because they're spilling. And the ducks will come by here later and feast under the trough. Nothing goes to waste around here. Yeah, so before winter, we still got lots of stuff to do. We want to get that closed in, get some more organization done here. Closing that in will take care of most of the steel that's back here. I'm saving up for many different things, but one of the things would be to build a second floor just on the very back. Basically, it'll go to this post, from the back to this post all the way along. And then I can set a lot of this kind of stuff up there with the tractor, so it's out of the way. And that greatly increases floor space, because there's a lot of stuff that doesn't really need it. And also, like this rototiller doesn't need a lot of height. That's another thing I gotta do, is clean this guy up. See all the dirt that's in there. I gotta use it yet this fall, but before winter we want to clean it all up. But it doesn't need a lot of height, so I can easily have a second floor here and still park that underneath. And so then I'm actually double using that space, right? Same as this guy, he doesn't need a lot of height. He can fit underneath. This skid could go over top on the second floor. So I look forward to do that. On top of that, also some grain bins I want to build up there. And then the guy that I buy my grain from now in bags, he can come here with his truck and he could back it in here and we could auger it up into a bin. Or maybe I can use the tractor bucket, fill the bucket up, and then dump it in a bin. Whatever the case is, I could store some grain up top there and not have to go so often to get bags of feed. Plus, it saves me money. I get a better deal if I buy it in bulk. This stuff here is all storage for our irrigation system, so I want to be careful it doesn't get cut while it's laying around here. So it would be nice to put that on the second shelf as well. Just get it up out of the way. Rome wasn't built in a day. We got a lot accomplished. Sometimes it's easy for me anyway. It's easy for me to look at the things that still have to be done and be like, oh man, we got so much work to do. But it's also important to just take a look and acknowledge how much we already got done, and just keep moving forward, one foot in front of the other. Having the extra family here now, the pulleys will take some of that weight off too, and we'll hopefully be able to get a lot more done. We got to find a new routine and stuff, I guess, figure out what works. And right now we're spending a lot of time socializing and swapping stories. So we have very similar backgrounds, similar families, so it's a nice time as well. But we'll get into a routine, and then hopefully we'll knock off one project after another. Fencing is another one. Finish all this fencing here that got put on hold, and we'll get back to that here shortly as well. And last but not least, of course, we got to go visit the chickens. So these guys are getting moved around the yard. Doesn't seem to be a real pattern here, Waylon. Some are going crooked, some are going straight. It's a little tough here sometimes with all the ant hills, which we have lots of. Now a lot of people say, why don't you put some wheels under here? These are actually not that hard to pull. It's just awkward, and you got to go slow, otherwise you run over chickens, either on the middle bar or on the back, and we don't want to do that because that'll hurt chickens. So you go bump at a time, and it kind of smacks the chicken. Well, it doesn't smack the chicken, but it kind of bumps the chicken so that they run forward and nobody gets hurt. You gonna fit past there? Beep beep. Traffic jam. That's those guys. I think a little too much in the trough. Tweet, 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 tweet. Chicken?
I think so.
Right. All right, up again. These guys are pretty energetic. Maybe you do it. I was going to try with one hand, but you could just feed them a minute. They tend to jump out of the hole. That's exactly what I was just going to say. Yeah, these ones. Uh-oh. Spilled some feed. Yeah, so that pretty well concludes the chores. So we're slowly but surely fertilizing the lawn, as I've said before. Here, a couple spots, they just stayed too long, and that was during a rainstorm. But for the most part, we move them fairly quick. And yeah, this lawn is going to be growing like crazy. These are some spots from before, and the lawn literally grows, 3-4 times as fast. It's crazy how fast, how much difference it makes. So these guys are crisscrossing that direction for some reason. These guys are going straight this way, up and down. Be lots of healthy grass. Why the grass? I don't know. I would prefer that's out in the field. It's a little safer here, I guess, in the yard for the foxes and stuff like that. But essentially, long term, all these animals would be out in the grass. So Mom's tomatoes. Starting to do lots of flowering in here. Get inside. Get lots of flowers going. We've got to get the plastic back on the door because it's definitely cooling off now. We even got a little pepper growing on this guy. Tiny one. So yeah, we need some sun and some heat. And then the other one's got tomatoes in it as well. Come on, Lucy. Here you go. Good girl. Hey, you want to say hi too? Come here. Hi. Hello. Hello. Oh, good girl. That's on. Oh, I thought she had some. I guess there's only a few plants in there. I thought she had this one full too. Well, same thing. There's flowering going on. Oh, anyway, next year she'll be using these for sure. Lots. The other thing I was commenting on the other day, not on camera, but just this was all dirt. We put this dirt here. When we dug the basement out, we had all this extra clay laying around, so we just piled it up and we sprinkled a bit of topsoil on top. And look at all the grass that's come back and grown in there. Yes, I did plant some seed, but only grass seed. And a lot of that washed down to the bottoms here with the rain. So some of these grasses I planted, but the rest of the stuff's just growing here on its own. So that looks like oats almost planted there. This, I can't remember what it's called now, goldenrod. Goldenrod here. We did plant trees on the very top. So some of them did well, some of them not so well. And I got an irrigation line up there now. Because in the spring it was pretty dry, we needed it. Right now we don't. It seems to rain every day at the moment. But yeah, it's just come back so luscious. And to me again, and to Anneesa, we keep saying, well, that just shows how, like, this is a brown spot, but most of this is filled in. How luscious, how good our dirt is here, because it grows really, really well. That's another thing we got to do. Lots of cleanup. There's stuff laying here, there, and everywhere. Part of the product of having a lot of kids is stuff gets laying around. And now we have an additional 5 children here. So there's 13 children running around. And obviously that creates stuff. Stuff gets dropped here or there as kids are playing. It's pretty natural. I'm assuming these buckets, there's one here, there's one there. They had a point, I imagine. Children brought them here for, I don't know, some reason, probably playing in the dirt. And then they get distracted by something, they leave it there and then take off to do something else. So that's something that happens a lot. All right, it is breakfast time. Gonna say hi to Coraline as well. She turned 17 this year. It's insane. I still remember bringing a little baby home from the hospital. Now she's 17, stuffing her face with tomatoes. Happy birthday, Cora.
Thank you.
Always a story at the post office, but today it's good. I learned a secret. I have a secret for the post office. I'm willing to share it with you guys, but I can't let you use it. The secret's taking Coraline with. It just makes it so much better. This is the second time in a row that I've taken her along, and the whole post experience is just so much better when I take Cora with. Thank you, Cora. Now we have a mystery, because I have no idea what this is. I don't know if somebody sent this to us or if we ordered it. I do not remember ordering anything. I have no idea what it is. 2 different things. It's a long thing and a small thing. There's not much weight to it. Honestly, I have no idea what it is. Is that one heavy? No? I guess we'll find out. I really don't know what it is. We'll open it up later.